Hi, I'm Greg from RVHaulers. I'm really excited today. My co-pilot, Evan, and I have delivered one of our RVHaulers here to Junction City, Kansas. And I think the highlight of this trip not only is getting our RV hauler here to marry up to Doug and Lisa Shepard's New Horizon 48-foot fifth wheel coach, but we've got a chance here today to get a behind-the-scenes tour from Cole Brokenicki of the New Horizons factory. So this is going to be a chance for us to see not just the fancy finished stuff, but we're going to see behind the scenes, see the electronics, the building of the frames, the water systems, batteries, even down to their beautiful custom-made cabinetry. So I'd like to introduce you to Cole Brokenicki, who's going to handle our tour today. And I appreciate the time you've given.
No problem.
And I also really appreciate the fact that you're willing to show us really what goes into building your beautiful coaches. Now, I've had a chance to deliver some of my RV haulers here. You know, I've got some other customers that have taken your coaches away and been so delighted. So thank you very much for taking the time today. And let's go through the tour. And Cole, do you have any words of wisdom here on what we're going to see, or what we're going to see while we go through your factory?
It's a pleasure to have you here, first and foremost. Nice to meet you and show you what we do. Excited to hopefully make a little more of a marriage with your nice trucks with our nice fifth wheels, because it's a good marriage because our units are heavy, so we need a lot of oomph to tow them down the road. So
all right, well, let's go see some of the stars of the show.
Sounds good. Let's go.
So New Horizons, we build our own chassis. Right now we've got looks to be about a 41-foot unit that we're building. Much like other units, they do start out upside down on the jig. After we get axles placed, which New Horizons uses the Moride IS suspension, which is very good suspension. We get those placed, squared up, and then we use this crane system to flip it over. And then we'll run the outriggers, brake lines, set the slide rooms, and just kind of get all the components put on that the chassis requires here. The main structure is a combination of 12-inch I-beam and 2x4-inch tube steel. The I-beam is a 3/16" gauge, and the tube steel is a 1/4 inch thick. It gives us really good rigidity in our frame. With the I-beam, one of the kind of knocks on an I-beam in the industry has always been when you cut through the I-beam, you lose strength. Circular cuts, this come from engineers that know a lot more about steel than I do. But circular cuts really don't take strength out of the webbing, but a squared cut, like this one here, and you working on your truck frames, I'm sure know this better than anybody, Greg, but the square cuts can take strength out because it creates a corner. We've actually got gusset pieces that we weld into the frame around, say this is going to be a slide ram. Same thing further up, it's going to be for the slide rooms running in and out. The front part of the Majestic frame is built with what we call a hung basement. Something that was come up with in I believe the late 90s by Teton Homes. They used to call it their big and tall storage. A few other companies have emulated it. It gives us a lot of basement storage in our fifth wheel, which you can see a little further down the tour with an actual completed frame.
Okay, I'll shoot you an email later on.
Okay, this table right here is where we lay out and then weld all of our framing for our sidewalls, flooring, and the roof structure. It's all an aluminum shell. When that's done, we'll go through this door here and begin our lamination process on our sidewalls. As you can see, we use a high-density styrofoam in our sidewall as opposed to a rolled-in batt insulation. This gives us tremendous benefits in insulation in that it never settles. It's not going to compress to a lower R value. You know, 20 years from now, our unit's going to be insulated with the same properties as the day it comes off our line. And then ultimately, with this technique of building, You notice we don't have 16-inch on center studs in our sidewall. That leads to a lot less aluminum, which basically leads to less heat transfer in the sidewall. So the structure of the wall is pretty simple. High density foam, glue-on plywood to basically attach the sheets of glue-on plywood and fiberglass to the wall, and then an interior wallboard that has the vinyl wallpaper on it. Demonstration I've done many times. You know, this is window cut out with absolutely no structure in it. The strength comes from it being glued and pressed together. I've actually got a picture of F450 driving up this window plank. Someday we should try one of your trucks. This table is where we lay out the frame to set all the insulation in. And we use a hot glue procedure to glue the glue on plywood, set it on the wall, and then we'll put the big fiberglass on it and run it through the pinch press. For many years we've used a rolled fiberglass that's right here. 2015 and newer, we've gone to a single sheet of fiberglass that'll greatly reduce the waviness that's inherent in the rolled fiberglass. Adding some weight and some cost to our units, but we keep trying to improve what we're doing. Our roof structure is very unique in that it's a flat roof. There's no trusses in it, and we use a single sheet of fiberglass that has no seams in it. It's got this cobblestone texture to it, so it's not as slippery up on the roof. In that roof structure, we use 2 layers of 2 inches of the high density styrofoam. The bottom layer has all the ducting cut into it, and the top layer has non-interrupted insulation over the top of it. So it gives us a very good R factor and good performance in the roof structure. Okay. Point a couple things out on this chassis here. New Horizons uses the Bigfoot leveling system. It's a 4-point system, fully automatic. We use this to lift our units to change tires and do other random things all the time. Very reliable. We've been using this as an option since about 2004, if memory serves me correctly, and standard equipment on the Majestics from day one, which was 2010 to now, and then exclusively on everything from 2012 and up. So, Freshwater Tank, if you notice, is right here, sitting over our rear axle. Not as important deal for the trucks that you build, Greg, but for other trucks that aren't as pin weight savvy, having the freshwater tank directly over the rear axle is very beneficial. If you've got this full of water, which 100 gallons, that's I think 8.3, so 830 pounds if you put full water in here. If that was in front of the axles, that can greatly throw off pin weights and cause issues for small trucks. We also like to do, when we've got space provided, our generators we've been installing often between the frame rail behind the axle. Another benefit of that is just getting more storage up front, and again for lesser trucks, reducing pin weight. 3 axles, you notice on this unit, we've got 3 axles. That's actually standard equipment at 36 feet longer with everything we build. That's to give us really good cargo capacity. We engineer in at least 3,000 pounds of cargo capacity on our Majestic units. This unit has 7K axles. This particular rig is equipped with drum brakes. A majority of what we build are disc brakes. This has drum brakes because the life of this trailer is expected to just sit in a RV resort and not really move. So a very, very, very nice part model, if you will. We offer disc brakes with ABS through Tucson, which I know you're familiar with their direct link controller. Mr. Mayer, one of our customers, has the Blue Dot air brake system. Holding tanks located here. This will be fully enclosed and insulated when the unit's done on the underbelly. 70-gallon tanks, black and gray. Each of them have a flush out system. Hydraulic slides are individually controlled. This is the pump and reservoir for the slide system. And then if you notice, the Bigfoot leveling system is on a separate system instead of tied into one. That way if one ever fails, you don't lose absolutely everything. Being done, this is a little easier to see the frame. In that hung basement I was talking about, the main chassis runs back here and then drops down. You know, even the best steel in the world has flex. Traditionally, this area where it transitions down has always been the flex point in a fifth wheel. Basically, this lets us get it further back where we can reinforce it better than if it was just dropping down here. And then notice the height that we achieve with this style of basement. Behind you, as we move further down the line, start getting the flooring put on, and see the tiles going down here, and then the utility area is starting to go in. The sewer dump valves will all be in this area, so a lot of the guts have to be put on before the wall goes on. Use a water manifold system for our plumbing. Each faucet and fixture is going to have what I call a home run, so there's no T-valves. It's just going from the shower to the shower, which is a little more efficient that way. We got the low point drains. Holding tank valve access. This is one of those issues that when we design the Majestic, we know those valves, they don't last forever. The easier things are to work on, the better, because there's no perfect RV. We're building the best, but we don't build it perfect. The easier it is for a customer to get to something and get it taken care of, usually that creates a little more happy camper, so to speak. We use the Valterra manual gate valves. Take 8 screws out of a panel, the panel comes off, and there's full access to the dump valves, as opposed to them being stuffed up underneath the underbelly. Now, this area is a place where a lot of the guts of the electrical are starting to take shape, and our guys here at New Horizons, they take a lot of pride in their electrical. Double crimp, shrink wrap. This is all the 12-volt wiring coming through. 2 12-volt deep cycle batteries are standard. As you see further down the line, we offer a lot of different setups. The standard area setup that we can sit 6 6-volt batteries in here. And then the space to the left can be built as storage, it can be built for a generator, or it can just be open to the basement, just depending on the customer's preference in that area. Further down the line here, you can see this rig has essentially almost shelled, as we call it. We've got the sidewalls on, got the roof structure. We need to get the front and the back, which on this unit, the back will actually be a ramp door. And then part of the last process of shelling it would be getting all the skirt and cap, the caps installed. Let's see here. Well, lights aren't on, so it could be a little bit tough to see, but base cabinetry has to be set before sidewalls go on. That way we can actually get those pieces of cabinetry, and we run our bedroom cabinets wall to wall, floor to ceiling, maximize storage. Most of our customers are full-timers, and full-timers need a lot of storage. Another reason we engineer in at least 3,000 pounds of capacity is 2,500 to 3,000 pounds of gear is what a lot of people have told us they have. The cabinetry in this unit is solid oak. Our cabinetry has no, fake veneers or the thin panel or things like that. And in structure areas, you gotta have strong cabinetry, otherwise you can have a lot of issues when you're going down the road. This particular rig is actually one of our Summit models. It's 96 inches wide. Our Majestic series, which is our top seller for sure, is 102 inches wide. But we still do build a Summit model. We can put all the luxury and amenities of the Majestic series into this. It's just a smaller space, not quite as tall. So if you're 6'2", 6'3", or taller, you're going to be scrunched down in the Summit at the closet, but the Majestic you'll be able to stand up no problem. This particular unit, we've got 6 GPL 16T AGM batteries. So we've got a lot of amp hours on this unit. I believe we're putting on, I'll have to check the paperwork for the solar system on this particular rig. The rig next to us, Mr. Mayer's rig, he's installing 1,200 watts of solar on his roof. So that's something that we've gotten very accustomed to doing, is solar arrays on the roof, and then the proper controller, and then really large battery banks. This unit, it's a 45-foot unit. A lot of space inside. This rig's getting very close to heading up to Iowa to be painted. A company called CDI does all of our painting, do a really great job for us. Their primary customer is Winnebago, so Winnebago Motorhomes, any unit you see going down the road, same company that paints for them does our fifth wheels as well. So
We have to look underneath Jack's trailer for sure.
down in here,
Oh yeah.
sounds good. Sounds good. So you can see right now, got a rat's nest of wiring. When this is done, it'll look a lot cleaner, I assure you that. Got the 110 being ran. The coiled up white and pink wires are for in-floor heating systems. Something we're offering for 2015 as an option, is an in-floor electric heat system. On this wall, we worked with the RVWaterFilterStore.com. The folks over there are very knowledgeable. Jack Mayer spec'd this system. This is actually a whole house RO system. The reverse osmosis is going to feed directly to the freshwater tank, and the freshwater tank will actually feed the whole trailer. There is a bypass, so if something happens, you can bypass the whole system to the faucets and fixtures. But something new. All I've been used to is point of use RO systems, so this is kind of impressive and neat to see something different for sure.
Tell me about some of the other unique things we got going into the Mayor's coach here.
This unit has the Blue Dot air brake system, which for the HDT trucks is kind of a nice marriage, if you will, because most people are used to air brakes on those bigger trucks. A lot of customers joke about this being a mother-in-law quarter, but that'd be a good way to the doghouse, or it could be your doghouse. New slam latch doors are standard for 2015 models. This will have the 2 40-pound LP tanks on a slide-out tray installed in this area. Bigfoot control is located right in this area, so you can get out of your truck, come use this quickly. There's also a key fob with the Bigfoot system. Along the front here, this is where we'll be able to point out some neat things that Mr. Mayer has done in his unit. Got the MagnaSign inverter, Midnight Solar 150 amp solar controller here, and that is so he can handle the 1,200 watts of solar panel that we'll have installed up on the roof of this unit. Now down here, normally the batteries are on this side. On Jack's unit, we've got, again, 6 of the GPL 16T AGM batteries. So there's a lot of weight here. Jack was very smart and had us install these batteries towards the way on the passenger side instead of the driver's side. I believe Jack is going to install a air compressor in this area, so he's got access to it. So those are some of the really easy changes that we can make. You know, just swapping something for a little more weight balance. Normally, with our standard batteries, it's definitely not an issue. On this rig, on the driver's side, we've got the residential refrigerator, the entertainment center, 2 very large slides. So we moved the batteries over to try to balance the trailer a little better, but it's definitely not something that's a major concern. But with roughly, I believe, 1,100 pounds of batteries, we it was something that was thought out. So have a little bit of a climb since we are getting the new wheels and tires put on to head to paint tomorrow. So you can see the unit right now is only being supported with the Bigfoot leveling system. And as we go inside the coach, you should see it's very, very sturdy with the 4-point system. This has the Moride IS with 8K axles. So we, being 45 feet long, we wanted to beef up the axles and make sure that that was not a weak point of infrastructure. Okay, so Jack and Danielle's unit is going to feature unstained cherry cabinetry. Danielle's been wanting something that's a little lighter than the stained cabinetry, so we came up with this, and pretty excited about it. It'll be a nice new offering just to have something a little more modern feeling. They also chose pretty modern Samsung Star-On solid surface. Get this tape off. Countertop. Yeah, we'll get the things that we've got left to do in here. Crown molding on the top of the slider room. We always put rope light up in the crown mold for nice ambient lighting, ambiance at nighttime, if you will. Drawer glides are going to be, they're on this side. For 2015, our standard equipment is the Bloom soft close drawer glide. Doors and drawers are some of the last things that we put in. With wiring and everything running through the base cabinetry, trying to run 12-volt wiring and getting behind the door gets a little annoying, so it's one of the last things that we put in. We'll have a drop-in cooktop here, ample storage underneath. Convection microwave oven will be installed in this area above. And this unit features the pantry in this area instead of the refrigerator. We can easily flip-flop them. Our show model has our fridge here and the pantry on that side of the kitchen. For folks that travel a lot, sometimes it's a little bit easier to just walk in your door and there's your refrigerator. With our hydraulic slide system though, if your refrigerator is in this space, all we have to do is take this slide right here out 10 inches, and we can squeeze by the island, get to the refrigerator, and not have any issues. Entertainment center. This is a fun area for me. I like big TVs and lots of sound equipment. We're going to have a 50-inch pop-up TV right here, window behind it. Componentry is going to be featured up here. We use a Denon home receiver. Standard equipment is a Boston Acoustic 5.1 surround sound, and then a powered subwoofer that we'll place either in the slide room behind you or in the very rear of the unit to your left here, Greg. This little nook by design is going to have a center channel speaker for the sound system. Fireplace will be right here. The Dimplex Optiflame's really nice. They look nice and they put out some heat. Our standard layout, we've got enough depth here to do a true residential sized couch. We like to use England furniture as our standard equipment. It's residential, it's not an RV furniture company, so it's really comfortable, good warranties on it. It is heavier than most RV stuff, so that's another factor into why our units have some good weight to them. At the end of the day though, if our furniture doesn't suit your needs, we can give you a credit for it. You can have ordered what you want, just drop ship it to us and we'll get it put in. So, Jack and Danielle like to do more of a love seat back here and then 2 end tables next to the love seat. It just depends if you want to have a larger sleeping area for company or not. So, I have heard from multiple customers, you guys might adopt this saying for when family want to come see you, but someday I'm going to make this and sell them at the RV shows along with our campers, but I've heard drinks for 6, dinner for 4, sleeps 2. Jack and Danielle's unit will also feature like the motorhomes have, the buffet style dining area. A little more storage. It's just a little different look than just the freestanding table and chairs.
That's something we just started doing, so we'll see how well that's received. It's still going to be an option, so the freestanding table and the chairs, so it's very versatile, suits your fancy. That's still standard equipment. So here on the end of the kitchen, this has been really popular for us the last few years. Without the panel, it's really hard to pull out. Glad that didn't get your toe. This is a Fisher Paykel drawer style dishwasher. So this will pull out. We do a matching cabinetry panel on the front of it, so it looks built in. Very efficient, uses only 1.9 gallons of water per use, which a good skeptical person like myself and Jack, he tested this to see if that number was accurate. He took a 2-gallon, one of the Home Depot buckets, had his gray water completely empty, ran this, then drained his gray water, and it just filled it up to within the brim. So the refrigerator is going to sit in this big cubby here. Beneath the panel, you can see where we do the flex lines running in and out for the slide room. So we got water supply, hot and cold, gray water, and then the what's the little line? Is that for? Oh, that's going to be the RO water going to the ice maker or the fridge here. Entry closets. We'd love to have this in our design. Jack added some length to his trailer, so this is about 4 inches deeper than standard, just for more coats. Down here, we've got some of our customers have come up with this, and we've called it the shoe garage. As you come in the unit, just kick your shoes off, push them under here. All the wiring right now is coming up. It'll run back to the rest of the infrastructure for the in-floor heat right here. Above the closet, we feature our control panel. So this will be behind doors, easy to get to but out of sight. Got slide controls, awning controls, the standard motorized line guard antenna. If you do the optional satellite dish, that control will be up in this area as well. And if you have generator, solar controller, battery monitor, all of those things that monitor the infrastructure of the systems we put in this area. For 2015, we are adopting the Firefly Integrations company's basically lighting system. So it's more like a motorhome where it's got multiple points of use. And as an upgrade, we can control all those systems from an iPad. It's pretty pricey. It's just one more thing that we're at least offering to be competitive with the high-end motorhomes without the drivetrain. And watch your steps come up. So this bathroom is going to feature more space than a lot of our units. We're going to have the washer dryer in this area, side by side, lots of storage above, and then 2 very deep, large drawers beneath the washer dryer. So this, stretched out the unit considerably compared to our show model, but something that Danielle really wanted was the side-by-side and extra storage. They used to have a linen closet, and instead of the linen closet, they had us build this cabinetry like this. For 2015, we have switched over to a shower built by a company called the Onyx Collection. That comes in panels. It's got the floor panel, then the 2 wall panels, and then we've got a cutout here that's going to be for a tile insert to kind of tie in the tile here with the backsplash in the bathroom area. Tile insert's a nice option, just more and more residential look and feel to it. This slide room right here is a king size slide. It's going to have a queen bed, and this unit we have built 4 inches deeper. The whole reason behind that though is Jack and Danielle don't necessarily like doing the 4th slide. They like our standard cabinetry because there's wall-to-wall, floor-to-ceiling cabinets, as you can see. Benefit of this, you've got a lot of storage. One of the drawbacks is that you're taking this same concept of cabinetry but then putting it into a box, a slide room box to go in and out. You still have a lot of storage. you gain about 14 inches or so of floor space, but in technical terms, you do lose a little bit of cubic footage of storage. Along the front where you're standing right now, Greg, is the wardrobe closet. We do a cedar line closet. Going to have 2 mirrored doors that slide here. This will all be filled in, insulated, and trimmed out before it's done. Something to point out here, this is kind of neat that we do. We run a reinforced water line to a pump that's installed on the Coleman air conditioner. It's a positive pressure pump, so it's actually going to push water through. So in the summer when you're running your AC, all the condensation is going to run through these lines inside the cap, but outside the structure here, and then down beneath, down and out beneath the unit. So essentially it's to get rid of those water streaks in the middle of the summer and having the water up on the roof coming over the walls all the time. So again, something that you're going to find on high-end motorhomes. Very few towables. Actually, I don't know of anybody else that does this standard. 1 or 2 companies at most might do it that do some custom building, but we'll do a wall-to-wall hanging bar here, so lots of space for clothes. A couple shelves in this corner. We can do safes, welded in safes in the floor, just floor standing safes if you need something bigger. Cabinetry, we try to maximize cabinetry wherever we can. Standard equipment has a hamper here in the middle. Jack and Danielle, excuse me, chose to do just all drawers. They've been in the habit for years and years of just keeping their laundry basket in the closet, so why change? I'll have a little drawer here, just kind of a bonus storage drawer. Also, we built in a little mini desktop, something you can use just to get away from the significant other in the back room if you need to for a little bit. Not something you want to sit at for hours and hours and do your taxes, but definitely something you can sit at for a while and get your laptop out on. Jack and Danielle don't watch TV in the bedroom, so a lot of our units though feature a fold down TV that will be built into this cabinetry here, pulls out, flips down. We've even done some with that fold out TV just real recently that had instead of the drawer, we installed a Boston acoustic sound bar in front of the cabinetry, so we had really nice sound up in the bedroom too. So that was pretty fun. That stereo we put in that unit was pretty tricked out. So we'll head back to the cabinetry shop.
Okay, so right through here you can see that's where we build all of our base cabinetry. Our standard offerings in cabinetry, we do oak, clear cherry, rustic cherry, which has the knots and extra grains left in it, and maple. This piece behind you here, if I can point out some things to you. This is a kitchen galley. All the face frames of our units, we glue and pocket screw, which gives it a lot of strength. Backer pieces will be done in pine, stapled and screwed together. And then basically with this rig, it'll be bare until we get the countertops in for it. But yeah, the cabinetry is an area that, in all truthfulness, they need to be built better than residential cabinetry. Homes have to be nice, but in an RV, even with the best suspension in the world, you still have a miniature earthquake every time you go down the road. So in order for things to not fall apart, you definitely need to build it right, build it strong. This is a base piece for an entertainment center. It's got the cavity here. It's going to have the pop-up TV, fireplace in the front, and just a little bit of storage on the sides of the fireplace. Outsourcing can be a very dirty word in America. Outsourcing's okay if you get a better product and you can save a little money. One of those big areas is our drawer box. dovetail joint drawer box, maple wood with a urethane finish. These are the slides for the adjustable shelving. Normally, let me see if I can grab this one. They come in with the Bloom soft close drawer glides pre-attached. So basically, when we need to, this will just slide into the unit and be good to go, other than getting the pulls installed on them. The door and drawer fronts are built with a company called Bridgewood Cabinetry. They're a custom cabinet shop. This is a new profile that we're doing for 2015. Dad's put in the show model some kind of the mixture of the stained and the painted cabinetry look. It's been really popular in homes. There's a few other RVs doing it. We'll see how it is received at the show in Hershey this year. It'll be an option, so it's definitely not something that you're pigeonholed into having to have this style of cabinetry. One of our most popular offerings is the Rustic Cherry, where we've got the knot holes left in it. Just adds a lot of character. Never ever do we have loose knots. You're not going to have an issue with something falling out and then, you know, seeing through your cabinetry when it's done. So our cherry wood that we stain, you can see here this is a finished piece of cabinetry. We hand stain everything, and then we've got a pre-catalyzed varnish. We've got the catalyzing agent that we mix in with it here. It adds some hardener to the finish. But we've got a spray booth. You can kind of see it from here, but a spray booth just around the corner to the left here, where we lay down the spray finish on everything. So if it's stained, we hand stain it, but then everything we build is always spray finished for a nice, smooth, protected finish like this here has been. This is an unstained cherry. It's actually going in Jack and Danielle's unit. This is the overhead cabinetry for the bedroom, right above the bed. Below it, it's going to be their large buffet dining area. Table will attach here. The table will have a little leaf that comes out. Countertops, standard equipment. The Majestic is Corian countertops. Here in the last few years, Samsung has come out with a really nice top that they call the Star-On surface, and that is what Jack and Danielle have. That is this right here. That's Samsung Star-On. It's got a little more of the flake and kind of, you know, stone look to it, but still a man-made surface, so it's not porous like granite, which we offer granite. Our show model has granite in it. It adds some weight with your trucks, not an issue. If somebody's trying to tow with a 450 or something like that, it's one of those areas that might not be recommended, but you can always get by. Just always caution people, don't overload your truck or your trailer, because God forbid you get in an accident, you can have a lot of liability on your hands. So right here you can see all the slide trim, crown mold. It's all been stained, sprayed, finished, ready to go into somebody's unit. As soon as we've got the plans ready for a rig, we start going to work on these things, and we'll just keep them in storage here until we need them. So thank you, Greg, for taking the time to come with me and look through the factory today. I'd invite anybody that's interested in seeing a little more about what we do at New Horizons to give us a call, set up a plant tour. Be very, very delighted to show you what we're all about here.
Well, thank you, Cole, and hope to see you soon with another RV Hauler.
Sounds good.